Hey there guys, and welcome back to EVE Basics. I'm Hendrik Taladar, and in this video we're going to be going over skill plans and attributes. Now in the previous video we talked about setting up a skill plan and getting started with EVE once you created your character. This is going to talk about skills and some things about them that you may or may not know. Skill plans are useful, as they allow you to prep in advance for something that you want to do and want to train into, and it lets you track your progress in doing so. They're also very useful in the sense that they're also very useful in the game sense that they're also useful in that you can plan up to 50 days in advance. This allows you to plan ahead of time in case you need to take an extended break from the game. To get started, we first want to open up our character sheet. We can either do that by clicking the character icon on the top left or hitting Alt-A. In this window, we can see a variety of information, such as our character's augmentations, the jump clones, and so forth. For now, we want to see what our skills window looks like. So, from this window, we can see how many skills we currently have, how many skills we're currently training, and so forth. We can also click the Open Training Queue window. You can also open up the Training Queue window by clicking the little progress bar underneath your character icon on the Neocom menu. One way to set up a training queue is to just click and drag skills you have already injected. We can click and drag the astrometrics skill or the science skill to add to our skill queue. In total, we can have up to 50 skills training at once. Now these count at different levels. So for example, astrometrics 1 and astrometrics 2 count as two different skills being trained in our skill queue. So we can only have up to 50 of those training at a time. Now there is another way to set up a skill queue. We can click this little hamburger icon on the top left and add skills to the current list, or replace the entire skill queue using the import option. So, for example, we have a notepad here, and it has a couple of skills listed for different ship types. So we're going to import this entire box. So we're going to add it to our current skill queue. Now unfortunately, it's not importing the Caldari frigate. Why is that? Well, we need to list the skill level we want to add to the skill queue. So we need to add a 1 at the end of the Caldari frigate on that import list. A good place to get skills that you want to add to your skill queue is from a forum that's shared by your entire corporation or your alliance. There's another thing about skills that you may or may not know, and that's called attributes. Your character has 5 different attributes: perception, memory, willpower, intelligence, and charisma. These are all different things that affect how quickly you can learn a skill. So for example, weapon disruption primarily requires intelligence and also requires memory attributes to learn it. You can change the levels of your attributes by using a remap. Each year you get 1 remap, and when you're a new character you get 2 bonus remaps. You want to use these remaps very carefully and calculated. You usually want to set up a skill queue that optimizes the different character attributes your character has. For example, we're just going to change the attributes on our character here to have more intelligence and more memory. And you'll notice that the skill time that it takes to learn weapon disruption drops by about a full minute. That is because we increased our character's intelligence and our memory attributes, meaning that we learn skills that require intelligence and memory as their primary and secondary attributes to be trained quicker. One way you can also affect your attributes is through implants. Implants are items that you can plug into your character's body. They allow different things depending on the implant type. All implants also require the skill of cybernetics, some only requiring cybernetics 1, which are the low-end implants, and cybernetics 5 allows higher-end implants. And there are 5 different implant slot types. Each character can only fit 5 different types of implants, and the different implants affect different things. For example, let's look in the market in Amar. So, for example, this implant at the very top of this list gives us +3 bonus to perception. That means if we had it plugged in, we could have +3 to our perception attribute than we already had previously had. Now unfortunately, the thing about implants are, they cost a fair amount of money, and when your pod is destroyed, the implants are destroyed along with it, meaning that it's a cost sink. So that's all for this overview of how skill plans and attributes work within EVE Online.
Skill training completed.